Alright, what's up painting friends? This week we're going to do an easy, quick acrylic painting tutorial of a pretty nighttime sky. We have acrylic paints today. I'm using my Liquitex soft-bodied acrylic paints here, but you are welcome to use any brand of acrylic paints that you have. The colors today we have burnt umber, yellow azo, magenta, phthalo blue, ultramarine blue, sky blue violet or like a light blue violet, titanium white, Mars black, bright aqua green, yellow ochre or yellow oxide, and flesh tint. We're going to start with a large angled brush, just using some phthalo blue with white and some aqua. And we're basically gonna get this section here. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do something like this. Get all this area, basically everything over here, we're gonna cover with this paint. We're using a little more phthalo blue down here. Just going back and forth. And we'll start blending a little more aqua into the sky here. Go back and forth with this big brush. Just get a nice, good, even coverage of paint. You want to have a soft blend here, so just go back and forth until your colors get nice and blended together. A little more phthalo blue for up here. And some more white and bright aqua for this area in the middle. I'm just going to take a little more phthalo up top and blend that down. There we go. And now we're going to let that dry for a little bit. I'm going to clean off this brush. And we're going to start to work on the clouds that are over here. So we're going to start with some magenta, some umber, and some ultramarine, and a little bit of black, and some white. Take a little more ultramarine. And we're going to start by just kind of adding some puffy clouds over that wet paint. Just kind of letting it blend a little bit, but not too much, because we want to still have some of this cloud look here. You just want your clouds to look a little more translucent. You don't want them to be too opaque. Take a little more magenta, ochre, and some umber. Start building up the clouds a little more over here. Start pushing that color around with the angle part of the brush. I'm just kind of pushing the paint around and getting that textured look, puffy cloud look there. And we're going to mix a little bit of white and flesh tint in with this, a little more magenta, and a little bit of our sky blue and ultramarine blue. This color is just going to go over here, kind of blend down. Let's bring it down here a little bit. And we're going to take a little more ultramarine blue and umber. Just add a little more umber here. Add a little bit of shadow in this section. Now we're going to take more of that flesh tint, magenta, ochre, and white. Just brighten things up over here a little more. Using that angle. More flesh tint and white. A little ochre. Take some more white, a little bit of ochre. And I'm just gonna puff up this cloud here, and I'm gonna take the extra paint off my brush here and just do some little swirly patterns, letting this create a dry brushed look. And I'll take some more white, maybe a little bit of that yellow. Start to add a little highlight there. It's a little too yellow, so we'll touch that up later. A little bit of a highlight in here and over here. And then we're going to go back down here with some more magenta, umber, ultramarine, a little of phthalo too. Gonna take the extra paint off my brush. A few more little swirls. It's really darkening up the base of this one. Taking some more umber down here. Taking the extra paint off my brush, pushing that paint around a little bit down there. We'll take some more ochre, magenta, white. Warm up this part of the cloud. And we got a little bit of like a highlight, some misty clouds down here. And then of course we got some darker clouds. It's mixing black, blue, magenta, a little more blue. And we're just gonna put these clouds down here. And we'll make that kind of blend into these clouds. And we're gonna let that sit for a bit. Take out our semi-round brush, about a 1/2 inch, and just take some white with a tiny bit of ochre, tiny bit of yellow, and we're gonna put a moon. Where should we put the moon? We'll put it right here. Just get a nice circle. Sometimes painting a circle is tough. And we can just touch up the sky color a little bit here. Let's take some blue. Just kind of touch up right around the moon. Maybe give like a little bit of light kind of coming around it. Kind of pushing paint around here, adjusting the contact between the clouds and the sky. And we can take some more blue, violet, magenta, umber. A little bit of black in there too, and we'll just build up this cloud one more time with a smaller brush. Can build up these clouds some more. Just get a little more blue in there. Add one there too. And we'll take a little more of this color and maybe a little more ultramarine blue. Just build up this again. Keep this kind of puffy by not putting too much paint. And we'll take some more magenta and brown. And some ochre and magenta. And white. Take a little more white with some ochre and flesh tint here. And build up this highlight. And just mix a little bit of your darker colors in there too for the part under the moon where this kind of extends out. Kind of just like sweeps away. Add this highlight over here again. A little more flesh tint in this section, a little more magenta too. And we're just kind of adding a little highlights at the top parts of these clouds to help build up this depth. Taking more flesh tint and magenta. And then kind of use your dry brushing technique as you get farther down from the highlights. So there's not as much paint on your brush and you're just kind of pushing what's left on your brush around. Taking a little more Ultramarine Blue from over here, and let's see, just darken that a bit. We got that nice and dark. Let's take some more flesh tint, magenta, and umber. Just add a couple little highlights on there. I keep taking the extra paint off of my brush. Take some ochre in, flesh tint, build up this highlight in here. Just blending that down with some magenta, ochre. Building up my flesh tint here. Just keep building up your highlights. You don't have to go too crazy with one layer of paint. You can just keep building up your layers of paint until you're happy. Take a little more umber with flesh tint. Put a little middle tone color in there. A little more ultramarine right there. Again, just touching up this cloud. Don't want it to come out quite as far as the other one. Hazing this one out a little bit. And I'm just going to take a little more of my phthalo, just keep building up the dark colors down here. And build up the dark a little more up here. Blending this out a little bit more. Add one more little highlight on here. A little bit darker right there. Just that last little dry brush right there. And that's it. That's our And that's the finished painting, guys. Quick, easy little one, pretty clouds, and Nice little moon.